which I can only handle so much of that, so much diversity in my preparation. Looks like the camera's working better. It looks more orange on my screen, but I think it's okay on this one. The camera's working. I get a lot of comments on why my hair looks so great, and it's partly because I'm riding my motorcycle, even though it's 21 degrees this morning or something like that. Anyway, let's get started. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the WDMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. Well, we had a fantastic thing yesterday, a fantastic time. I should put it up, but I thought about putting it up. There's a post on LinkedIn with pictures, and we had a great trivia contest. I think we even learned something, quite a bit, actually, to be honest, and which I think is pretty amazing that, us old folks could learn something. Not everybody was old. Most of us seem to be in direct marketing. But anyway, I hope you get over to WDMA and register for some of that stuff. I think you'll enjoy it. But let's get to the news. And we're going to be talking a little bit about some Disney stuff. So I thought I would put up another cruise line that's doing some, I always like Ryan Reynolds ads. They're just goofy, that's all. They just are. So let's get over here. Oops, got to drag it over, and let's go.
Hello, I'm Sir Richard Branson, and I'm founder of Virgin Voyages.
And I'm Ryan Reynolds, owner of Aviation American Gin. Proud to be the premier gin brand aboard Virgin Voyages.
Ryan, the last time we were together, I seem to remember giving you some advice on just being yourself.
Yep.
And how is that going?
Not well, Sir Richard.
You seem a little stressed, Ryan.
Well, yes. I mean, like a lot of people, I've got a lot going on. I'm a business owner, father of 2 girls.
3 girls.
Holy is that who that is?
Well, maybe you should try something like a Virgin Voyage. We've got restaurants from Michelin-starred chefs, we've got incredible entertainment, we've got a relaxing spa, and we have an exclusive beach club.
I just can't even imagine treating myself to something that lovely.
And no kids allowed.
Right. Can you imagine?
I'm actually not joking.
No, you're just being mean. That's what you're doing.
I promise, no kids. Ryan?
He's gone into a catatonic state.
Not sure what Blake sees in him.
Not sure what Blake sees in him. Blake apparently is his wife, Ryan's wife. But anyway, that's fun. So let's get over to the news that you won't get anywhere else, almost for sure. And oops, no, we don't want to go over to there. Let's get up to the top. Okay, first I wanted to, this was an interesting article on the complexity of digital buying by Rob Williams at Media Post. And what makes the ad industry, and by ad industry he euphemistically calls digital marketing the ad industry. And number one was increase in the different transaction methods for buying media. Of course, that's because each media in digital wants to keep you under control. The walled gardens is down here, but that's actually kind of a synonym for the first one. Although there are more than one walled garden. There's more than one. Increase in the number of media channels, you see, and they each want you to buy distinctly through them. So, you don't just go buy Facebook. Inconsistent media measurement tools across a campaign. And of course, that's because you're buying from different channels, different gardens, and none of them will tell you exactly who was pushed your ad. Even though they might know, they might or they might not, depends on how they run it. But at best, they know, and they don't tell you. Which means that, and also, because there's so many buying methods, you're probably not uploading your orders to them. And even if you did, the order, the email that they used that a person used on the order, or even the IP address. I might order at work, and I might have it delivered to my home, different IP address. Might use my phone, different IP address. Might use a different email. You're right. There's so many ways that even if you take the transactions, even if the media outlet had the transactions, which they generally don't, Google will track it to your website, but whether they bought or not, sometimes they can, some merchants will even let Google see the order. Now that doesn't mean it necessarily got placed, might have got canceled, might have got returned. There's so many factors. We've been dealing with these factors literally for 26, 27 years. So, all of these things matter, but most of all, you don't know who actually saw the ad, who actually paid attention to the ad. You might know that it was served. Consumer technology, right, all the different options that consumers have, and the number of buying tools necessary to complete a campaign. I can tell you that mail can solve those things if you want. There's a bunch of great printers that will help you connect digital to your mail, but the big factor is that mail gives you a grounding foundation, which is the home address. We know that the mail gets to a decision maker. We know that the decision maker engages at some level. The better the mail, the better the level. So let's get on and look at some mailing pieces. I found this in Brand United, this article especially disturbing. I'll let you go to wdma.org and subscribe if you want the complete article, or you can obviously find it right now. I believe it's the #1 article over on Brand United. So it starts out in an interesting move, logical move. We've seen brands enhance their direct mail campaigns by using interactive elements and leveraging technology. That means marketers should leverage technology as a way to boost customers' experiences with mail. Well, there's an ethical imperative for you. Ought implies can, but not the other way around. Just because you can use technology doesn't mean you should. And in this entire article, I didn't see one even hint of testing these technologies. All we did was recognize that Disney Cruises, Disney in general, and many other brands used these little gimmicks. Let's get into the gimmicks. Okay, BMW scheduled their made it simple for customers to schedule their maintenance service just by scanning a QR code. I'm sure that's not true, because you have to tell the scheduler when you want to come. So it's not enough just to schedule to hit the QR code, unless they had a whole plethora, which they didn't. They just had one that basically took you to the scheduling section of their app. You still have to tell it. So anyway, I love the hyperbole in this article. Here's one: scan a QR code to make the customers feel part of the Marvel universe. So by watching a video about the next Disney movie, I feel like I'm a real part of the team. My word. It almost seems like the brands, and maybe this is because it's Brand United is the name of the media outlet. Direct mail is a place for brand ethics. Yeah, you can talk about all that stuff. I don't know that it'll sell. I don't know that it'll increase response. It might decrease response. Some of these made me mad, and I might not like what they're doing. Okay. Voice activated call to action, VACTA, because over a quarter of U.S. adults own a smart speaker. Is it turned on? What do they use it for? I can understand saying to Alexa, play some jazz or jazz Christmas tunes or something. But they actually have this idea that you're going to apply for a loan using your smart speakerphone. That sounds like a whole nother level of insanity. And look at the space this occupies. They took a lot of space to do this, thinking that they'd be cool. I remember hearing the story of, I remember the catalog, but I won't mention the catalog. But they were so excited because they could put, instead of putting QR codes in their catalog, they could take each image in the catalog and have your QR code scanner in your phone go to that image's page on their website and find out more about the image. I take that back. It wasn't exactly your phone. You had to download a separate app to make it work. And we're hearing about, in this article, we hear about VR, virtual reality, a separate app, almost always. And so they recreated every image in the catalog so that it could function like a QR code. The problem with that is nobody knew it was a QR code. I highly recommend you don't camouflage your QR codes in the images. Put them on there like real. They can be a 1/4 inch in size, a 1/4 inch square. But people know what a QR code is. They know there's more information hiding behind it, right? But anyway, they found out that, out of hundreds of thousands of catalogs, only 3 people downloaded the app. So just because somebody has a phone that could download the app doesn't mean anybody's going to do it. That was the death of QR codes in the beginning. Nobody downloaded the app to read them. I remember looking in Gulf magazine and every ad had a QR code in it. They all embraced the technology, the advertisers did, but the consumer didn't, because the consumer had to download a special app to read QR codes. So be very, very careful to be an early adopter on some of these technologies. And as I said, there isn't one real. It took me a lot to get this article to format. Here's the Disney Cruise example. Unlock the magic of the storybook page. Scan the QR code. Go to DisneyWishStoryCard.com. Great URL. I do recommend that you put the URL in there. Okay, so on another note, let's go on. And I should have just skipped over the DM bridge, but it's typical of so many articles that encourage you to in an untested manner utilize technology. This, on the other hand, is more. This is from David Rosendahl and Andrew Ettinger at Best Postcards. Here's an example of lead generation in case you need Windows. How often do you need Windows? Once every 10 years, 20 years? I don't know. I haven't done it in 30, and I do need Windows. So this was relevant to me, okay? But there's no real attempt. This is not going to people that just clicked on a Windows or searched for Windows on their phone. This is going to people who had bought Windows or bought remodeling in the past, and it's going to people in the neighborhoods of people who had bought Windows. That's generally basically what Andrew says they did. Okay, this is an entirely different philosophy of advertising. This is a philosophy based on the idea that you can't guess what I'm going to be interested in next. Okay, right? Does that make sense? Okay, so the wind blows and one of the windows in my house falls out, let's just say. It has not happened, but it could happen tomorrow. Early this week, I was on the phone with a furnace company that has worked on my furnace in the past and, fairly reputable. My furnace went out, and it was partly my fault. I'd cracked a hose. I didn't realize that when I was doing my home repair. Not everybody does home repair on furnaces. But until that point, I didn't call them. On Monday morning, I woke up and my furnace wasn't working. Okay, so I did my best, and eventually we figured it out. But one philosophy of advertising says, I'm going to guess what you want next. And that's called personalization. Real-time data, personalization. Good luck with that. That's the myth of digital all the while, ever since the internet started. We can get that ad to you so fast that your head will spin and you'll say, how did you know my furnace was out? It was and they could have done it. They could do it. I have an internet thermostat, and you could actually probably target consumers based on the differential between the set temperature and the actual temperature. So the way I knew my furnace was dead was the thermostat was set to 67 and the house was 60. So there you go. They could have had real-time data. Somebody has it somewhere. They don't have my address because they didn't register it, so they wouldn't know where to send it if I didn't get anything in the mail. I've already fixed the furnace. But the philosophy of advertising, the other philosophy of advertising is someday you're going to need windows. And we're okay that you don't need windows today. We want you to remember us when you need windows. And that's market leadership. And that's marketing warfare. Trout and Reese, get in your head. And this article, this is one, just subscribe, it's free. But this article is just full of rich philosophical information and tests. In an era when digital marketing is taking all the oxygen out of many marketing discussions, it's beginning to dawn on many home improvement pros that they likely are over-reliant on digital ads to drive leads. And this is about a company. One of the case studies is about a company that May and June, I believe, of 2020 had their best month ever. But best months ever. Because when they couldn't go to events anymore, in-person events to generate leads, to get people who really were interested in remodeling their homes, I mean, that's an excellent marketing strategy, right? But when they couldn't do that, they went back to direct mail and mailed their customers and mailed the people around their customers and generated more leads than they'd ever generated in the past. How about that, right? Okay? Best Postcards. And Best Postcards actually lays out how they structure this. We will ask company owners to send a list of their active customers from the last 2 years. We then take those customers and we plot them on a heat map of their service areas. We show them where their customers are coming from, assuming that they're doing, some kind of general advertising to the metro area or something. Then we append the data with outside demographics to help them better understand who their client is, their ethnicity, their income level, their home values. Okay? And then we not only have them mail their past customers, but we mail basically customers in the neighborhood. Excellent idea. And so this thing is just a rich, wonderful, and they even talk about mailing only 90% of the target lists. And then looking at, we remove every 10th home from the list and use it as a holdout test, says Ettinger, offering an example of a test for gym membership clients. People who receive the mail at an 80% net lift. See, because the engagement is so high with mail, you can mail most and then you can not mail some. And you can actually see the difference in downstream ad spend. That is amazing, right? That the people mailed spend 80% more in membership than those who did not. And we see that over and over and over. So mail, unlike digital, if you just stop mailing some people, or digitally contacting some people, you'll likely not see any change. Likely your business won't be affected at all. That's what Procter & Gamble found out. That's what eBay found out. All of a sudden, they had a problem placing their digital ads and their pay-per-click. Nothing happened. They turned it off for a week. Nothing. No change whatsoever. Turned it off for a month. Okay, Andrew's helping people see the myth of digital advertising. That's enough for today. Merry Christmas. Have a great day. Like and share. Shares are worth about 20 likes. So if you really want to get your customers focused, you can also start this. If you go to YouTube, you can pick the starting point when you do a share. And you can just start with this actually excellent article. Have a great day.